Welcome. My name is Nick Turpel, and I'm very privileged to be here today to assist the family during our time together. On behalf of the family, let me thank you for being here in a time of difficulty and understanding. Your presence here lends great support to the family, and I encourage you to take their hand and walk with them on this path of mourning. Help them or hold them when they need to be held. Listen when they want to share. Call them unexpectedly to let them know your heart is with them. They will need your love in the coming weeks, months, and years. And each of you will be woven into an intricate part of their healing. Though at times we may not know what to say, just being there to listen will be a comfort. We are here today remembering with love and gratitude a life that was important and has been taken from us far too soon. As we join together for this moment, time seems to stand still. We will cherish each and every memory of little Tommy and carry these memories with us for the rest of our lives. The loss of a child, no matter what age, reminds us of their eager anticipation, the joy of discovery, and the glow of innocence. Honoring the times you shared are even more special and sacred because it is the way you keep him alive in your hearts. What can I do to mark this moment, you may ask yourself. You can do all that you can to help the family of Tommy, to laugh, smile, and remember how precious he was, and how rich they were to have them in their lives. Okay. Jim, would you like to come out to campus? Thank you both. And as we sang, you had a poem you wanted to read?
Yes. I once heard a saying that the smallest coffins are the heaviest. And in that spirit, Rebecca asked me to read this blessing for the family of a dead infant. It's an Irish blessing. May our holy faith wipe away your tears, and God's love soon restore your smiles. May you heal one another's haunting fears, because death triumphs but for a little while. May you bear the pain as long as it must last, since through our cross each must show love's worth. And when the long night of dour grief is past, remember in the sunrise that death is birth. And may the God of eternal day bring you hope and peace, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
At this time, I would like to invite anyone who has anything they'd like to share to speak.
I don't know how to start, guys. I was going to try to write something in honor of Tommy, And a wise man told me, you talk from your heart in situations like this, and you can't do wrong. When Joe and Margie called me and said they were gonna name the little guy after me, I was just so thrilled. And I had gone to bed, and, you know, a couple hours later, Becky came up and told me he didn't make it. And it was just crushing. It was the most profoundly sad moment of my life. And he looks just like Joe and I. I mean, he really does. I mean, he's a little German-Irish guy, you know? He's a little German-Irish Filipino lad, you know? And he's got the Irish pug, and he's, you know, it's just so sad to think of all the things we didn't get to do with him. You know, we don't get to fly kites with him, and we don't get to listen to him read and listen to him laugh at the dog and the cat, and, you know, it's just really, really a sad moment, you know. And I know, you know, I mean, we all believe in an eternal God and a loving God, and he takes care of little guys like him. I mean, that's his job. And I believe that he also has a grandmother, and he has a great aunt. Joey's godmother that has died already, and I'm sure they're taking care of him. I'm sure they're watching over him, you know. I mean, he, you know, if anything, and this, I told them, you know, when they had the ceremony in the Philippines, I sent them a letter, and I sent him my picture, and I don't know if I'll screen it with him or not, but I think his mother may still have it, I don't know, but I believe firmly that someday when I die, that little guy will meet me at the gate, and yell, Grandpa, and we'll get you. Thanks everyone for coming. I felt it was real important that my friends and family met my grandson.
Is there anyone else who'd like to say anything?
Well, I did get to meet Tommy. And that was wonderful. He was a beautiful little boy. He did look like Joe when Joe was born. He was a good sized baby, but he had his Uncle Michael's feet. He had big feet. So, you know, I don't know. And he had dark curly hair. Joe had blonde hair when he was born, but he looked a lot like his dad. Thomas Joseph Bonagasso Bruner. It's such a big name for a little boy. And he was with us such a short time that he left a large hole in our hearts. And then again, he didn't really leave a hole in our hearts. He filled up a big space in our hearts, and that space will always be filled by him. And we'll always remember him for, you know, every day of our lives and every special occasion, of course. And he will always be with us at those times. And yes, my dad and my mom and my sister Peggy, I'm sure, all welcomed Thomas into the heaven, into their arms, and that he's surrounded by love with all of them right now. And he's in a nice, safe place, and he's well taken care of. And he'll be waiting for us when we pass away. When my boys were little, I had gotten this book, Love You Forever, and since then I've given it to almost everybody who ever has a baby, because it's such a beautiful book. And I had given this book to J.M., Margie's little boy who's 4, who considers Joe his dad. And it's a book about a mother rocking her newborn baby. And she says this to him, makes this little song, and I used to sing this to the boys at night. I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always. As long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. And then as the boys get older and they get to be teenagers, and you wish sometimes it goes on that you felt like you live in a zoo when they're a teenager. But then at night you still can sneak into their room, and that she would rock her boys at night and still singing to them that I'll love you forever, I'll like you for always, as long as I'm living, my baby you'll be. And then it comes a time when she calls and says, I'm not feeling well and I'd like you to come over. And her son comes over and picks her up and rocks her and sings to her that. And so I, believe that someday that when I go to heaven, when Tom goes to heaven, that yes, Tommy will be there to welcome us into heaven, and will be at that time when we're leaving this earth, that he'll be rocking us and surrounding us with his love and helping us move on that path. And so I was very pleased to have met my grandson and been able to touch him and say goodbye. And so, Tommy, you always have a very special place in our hearts.
Well, I guess what I want to say is, when you have a baby, there's so many things go through your head, so many emotions, and I had that kid's whole life plotted out before he was even born, all just dreams and aspirations for him, and, the one thing that you get, when you have a baby is you just feel that all-consuming, just wonderful love. And one of the hard parts for me has been, for his mother too, is when you lose them so early, you just wonder if they ever felt that love. And I guess I just want to say thank you to everybody for coming here and helping us show him that, he will always be loved and he'll always be missed. Yeah.
I can only talk about this through my own experience, which is probably the most limited of anyone in the family. But my whole life now is about helping people through the happiest moments of their life and trying to help them remember it as best as possible. And I'm doing that right here, right now, with everything around us, and it just makes me think that how happy I am that even if I weren't here doing this, that everyone here, so many people here, so many more than I expected, are here together now for Tommy. And that we will all remember being here, and that we are all supporting each other, that he is in our hearts, and that we're also here for Margie, and for JM and CJ, the ones who can't be here. I hope we all can just for a moment just send out as much love as we can overseas to them and the pain they're feeling. And I wish we were here celebrating with Tommy, bringing him into our family. I'm so sorry we're not, but knowing that my family was together to support Joe and each other, and now Margie and CJ and JM, I'm proud of everyone here, and I love you all. Thank you all so much for being here. And to everyone overseas as well.
thankful for the short time that we had with Tommy, and it reminds us of how brief and fragile life can be, but it also reminds us of what we have in life: love, family, friends, and we now take nothing for granted. Accept that angels come in human form. Look around you. They are here for you in your time of need. Take comfort in their words, hugs, and deeds of kindness. Lean on them. Allow them to hold you up at times if the grief becomes overbearing. Give yourself time. Time to cry, to rage if need be, to walk, to think, and to talk out loud. Don't be afraid to run the gamut of emotions, but let it wash through you like a river. May your memories of Tommy comfort you today and in the weeks and months and years to come. Keep the memories of his smiling face with you as a reminder of his life and as a symbol of the great man he would have become. Hold on to these memories, and he will forever live in your heart. And may you be grateful for this little life that lived among us. And then we have a short passage I'd like to read. Fall softly, O thou coat of winter snow, and keep our little one warm. Kiss him gently, sun and rain, in the quiet of his rest. Watch over him, wind and stars, in the silence of the night. Grow through to cover him, grass and flowers, and make beautiful his couch. And thou, great spirit of love and peace, take him into thine arms, and you will and lull him to rest forever. Thank you. Amen.
I speak for the Bruner family. I want to thank all of you for coming today. We'll treasure our little guy. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.